Good evening. I'm Ben Benjamins, and this is the Ben and Tom Television News Network, BTTNN. Tonight we're going to take a special look into the lives of Vonnegut's characters.
And we're back. Today in the studio we have one Mr. Billy Pilgrim, star, character, and protagonist of the new book Slaughterhouse-5. Mr. Pilgrim, how are you today?
Oh, please call me Billy. You see, my real name is William, and I'm from the town of Ilium. Everyone calls me Billy, and that's because it's better for business than William. You see, my father-in-law, he's...
Billy, we'll get to it, please. We'll get there in good time. So, what did you do before you entered the war?
Well, I was studying to become an optometrist.
And once you returned from Germany, you continued those studies.
Oh yes, when I came back, my desire to fix this huge site was even greater. Aiding the visually impaired became a priority after I was taken.
Taken? I'm not sure I understand. What do you mean when you say taken?
What do you mean, what do I mean, taken? Have you even read the book?
I haven't read the book. I just read the Spark Notes summary.
It matters not. Now I'll just have to try even harder to enlighten you.
Please do.
Well, one night I was taken by the Tralfamadorians and brought into their spaceship. From there, I was taken to their home planet of Tralfamador and put on display in an artificial habitat. There, they told me of the fourth dimension they could see, and death is only an instant and a moment of time. So it goes.
And when they returned you to Earth, were you able to visit different times as they had said you could?
Oh yes, many times. In fact, I'm not really here right now, and yet I am. I've already been shot in Chicago, so it goes, and yet I'm still unborn.
Sorry. Alright, well, just don't tell me how I died. I'd like to leave that one a surprise.
Oh, but you look so peaceful when it happens. Your poor widow. She'll have moved on within a month. So it goes.
Whatever you say, Billy. Would you care to talk a little about the war?
I never should care and war be mentioned in the same sentence. I keep many memories, but only one memento from overseas. They're dentures that I keep among my cufflinks. I found them in a jacket after the Battle of the Bulge.
That is an excellent transition into our next guest, actually, a man who actually saw action in the war. So, we'll be with him after this break. This is BTTNN.
Next, we'll hear from another witness of the conditions in Germany during the war, a real British soldier.
Cheers, Ben.
Cheers to you. Now, you had your first encounter with Mr. Pilgrim during the war.
I don't seen the bloke yet.
And what was he like?
Bit of a spacey fella, you know, the type you wouldn't let look after your mince pies or something like that.
How peculiar.
Q doesn't really tell the half of it, Ben. There's a reason nobody liked the chap.
What was that?
Just wasn't trustworthy.
Well, okay. Well, can you tell us a bit about your stay at the camp?
The prison camp with the Germans was lovely. Absolutely fantastic.
You were a prisoner, weren't you?
Hardly a prisoner, Ben. They treated us like royalty.
They?
The Nazis.
Mr. Pilgrim would disagree.
Oh, right, but he was one of them American types, you know.
Nazis didn't like the Americans?
Nazis thought they were scum. Can't say they were wrong, though.
Well, there you have it, folks. Back to you, Tom.
Go save the Queen.
Thanks, Ben. Now we have exclusive leaked footage from the FBI of a real questioning of a Tralfamadorian.
Alright, Mr. Alien. Your existence to Billy seems awfully convenient. Let me ask the questions here, Bob. Why didn't you start existing for Billy until after he had seen the horrors of the war? Cope method. Well, right now I'm using the good cop method, but I'll become the bad cop if you don't start complying. What's the point of you seeing 4 dimensions? Don't start getting snide just because you were able to answer a few simple questions. But I'm not done. Why did Billy Montana's TV on Tralfamador only show a movie about war? My sister? Hey, cut the manure!
And we're back. Coming to you now, we have another one of Billy's wartime acquaintances, Mr. Leroy Schnitzelheimer.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag to you, Mr. Schnitzelheimer. Now, how do you know Mr. Pilgrim?
Pilgrim? Yeah, I suppose you're talking about the American. He was a prisoner in Slaughterhouse.
Schlachthausfum.
In German it means slaughterhouse fight.
Slaughterhouse 5. Why do you call it that?
It was the fifth in a chain of slaughterhouses.
How fitting. And what were your impressions of Mr. Pilgrim?
Insolent American scum. Always staring blankly.
How peculiar.
Peculiar does not even begin to describe it. No one liked Mr. Pilgrim. They wouldn't even let him lie down on the train to Dresden.
That's rather cruel.
But he was lucky. When bombs start falling from sky, Billy and his buddies hide in airtight freezer. And they survive.
Ingenious.
Yes. Billy was quite lucky. The same cannot be said for his friend.
Friend?
Yes, Mr. Derby. I shot him.
So it goes. But why?
He tries to steal teapot from Dresden wreckage.
Oh, my word. What a terrible crime.
That teapot was property of Deutschland. Not for you useless American scum.
Right, well, that is all the time we have. Back to you, Tom.
That concludes our broadcast. From all of us here at BTTNN, we wish you a good night. Tune in tomorrow at 7 as we look into the secret lives of Louisiana mud wrestlers. Good night.